In the heart of New Orleans, historic Jackson Square, named for future President Andrew Jackson, hero of the Battle of New Orleans during the War of 1812. As Lee Cowan explains, it's just one of the colorful chapters in this beloved city's history.
That voice of the Mississippi, it still sings here in New Orleans. Old echoes in a city that is somehow always new. It's a place where umbrellas dance, where booze mingles with beignets, where the dead sleep among the living, and where the irreverent holds hands with the sacred.
It's a city that enjoys life. It's a city that lives for the moment. It's a city that's not judgmental. It's a city where people don't worry as much.
Like so many taken by New Orleans, Robert Florence came here to be a playwright and an author.
There's an element of surprise to this city, and I've been here a long time, and I have no idea what's going to happen when you walk out there.
Longtime New Orleans resident Tennessee Williams counted it among America's top 3 cities. And he's said to have remarked that everywhere else is Cleveland. Cradled in the crescent of the Mississippi's embrace, the area had been inhabited by indigenous peoples for centuries. Even though it later proved no easy place to inhabit, it survived fires, wars, disease. More recently, of course, the wrath of Katrina and a New Year's terrorist attack.
But we're still here. Those of us who are here want to be here because there's no place like it.
Mona Lisa Saloy is a professor at Dillard University.
I'm about how words work up a gumbo of culture.
As Louisiana's former poet laureate, she can paint this town with words.
Sitting under gallery shades, sipping lemonade, wearing the afternoon like a new dress. People seem to think that it's just a party city.
Right.
And Lord, we know how to party. But it's families that make the traditions.
And those families have deep roots in a lot of places. The French claimed it in 1718. Later, it was controlled by Spain, then the French again, until Thomas Jefferson bought it as part of the Louisiana Purchase. Among those first settlers were some pretty hardy folks: criminals, counterfeiters, pirates, and prostitutes.
They weren't the Puritans. At the same time, it's been a very religious city and a very spiritual city.
And maybe in that duality is the city's secret sauce.
Has it always been a little naughty and a little nice, New Orleans?
Always.
Yeah, it's always been that way.
There's the good folks and the you know.
Like many cities in the South, New Orleans was built on the backs of the enslaved. But unlike other places in the South, the enslaved and free people of color lived shoulder to shoulder and were allowed to celebrate their traditions, not hide them.
On Sunday afternoon, after worship, Black people could unite and sell their wares and practice drumming and dancing and singing. No other place in the country allowed that kind of public, free congregation of enslaved Africans and free.
Those African traditions started to merge with the musical influences all around it, like classical music, opera, the mambo, the tango.
There's my Satchmo, the one with the horn.
And that fusion became jazz.
Do you know what it means to miss New Orleans and miss it each night and day?
Birthed in this stew of cultures, locals like Louis Armstrong, Jelly Roll Morton, King Oliver, they created a sound that was never heard before. And it is still evolving today. But if the music is the heartbeat of New Orleans, its Creole cuisine is the city's soul. Excess is expected. Mark Twain, who grew up on Southern cooking, once said that New Orleans food is as delicious as the less criminal forms of sin. And it's also just a feast for the eyes, from colorful Creole cottages to grand antebellum mansions. And then there's this. It's people watching at its finest. Elegance, grit, acceptance, and defiance. They are all in the marrow of New Orleans.
I think it's more than the buildings and the music and the food. I think it's the people that draws people here.
If you could sum up New Orleans in a word, what do you think that word would be?
Happy.
Yeah.
Yeah, we keep that. It's part of us, and we're not letting it go.